Talitha Mills and Derek Brown.
Your Honor, that case is off the calendar. It's scheduled for 4/5/2023.
Hello?
Sir, keep yourself on mute. I'm calling the calendar. Jessica Henderson, Derico Bird.
Here.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson.
Okay. Your Honor, that case, we do not have good service. This is an adjudication of arrears. The state has asked for a continuance on this one to perfect service to September 6th of 2023.
All right, Ms. Henderson, it's gonna be Eric Ramey. Got to see your face. All right, so Ms. Henderson, we're gonna reset this. If you have any more information about where he may live, not now, contact the East Point Child Support Office and let them know. It'll be the same Zoom link, but you'll be sent a reset notice, and it's September the 6th. Okay?
Okay.
All right, stay healthy and safe. Have a good weekend. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Sharonda Starr.
I'm Demetri Calhoun. I'm here for Sharonda Starr.
So what I do is I call both names. I appreciate you doing that, helping me out.
Oh,
Wait till I call your name. All right. What about-
Here.
Okay.
Sharonda Starr here.
All right, what about this, Ms. Davis?
Your Honor, the state is ready to go forward on this one.
All right, both of you place yourselves back on mute. Lee Troya Willis, Sean Davis.
I'm here. Sean Davis is here.
All right,
Thank you. Your Honor, this
Sean
is,
Davis here, Your Honor.
this is a compliance hearing. The state is ready to go forward.
all right, stand by, Mr. Davis. We'll get back to you in a second. Thank you. You can place yourself on mute. Kimberly Wilkinson and Morris Ellison.
Your Honor, the state would ask for a continuance on this to perfect service to September 6th.
All right. I've got Jewel Harper, Corey Franklin.
Your Honor, on this case, we also do not have good service. We'd ask for a continuance to September the 6th.
All right. Got Tawan Short and Shaquana Glenn.
Position,
I'm here.
All right. What about
okay.
Glenn?
Your Honor, the state is ready to go forward on that one.
Okay. All right. Stand by, Mr. Short. We'll get back with you in a second. Okay. You just
All
place
right.
it on mute. Tatiana Williams, Jeffrey Griffin.
Your Honor, that case is off the calendar. It's a consent order.
Thank you. Rachel Wright, Quentin Hurd.
Your Honor, the state, the NCP, I apologize. Where the state is ready to go forward on this case.
Okay. Ashley Allen. Cordresius Hughes.
Your Honor, the state will submit a final order on this case. The NCP is paying via FIW.
Okay. I've got Laquana Ledette and Charles Jameson.
Your Honor, this case is off the calendar. The case was settled in court and has been e-filed.
All right. Got Rhonda Whitley, Stephon Kelly.
Your Honor, the state has notorious service on this one. It's been verified. The address has been verified. We're ready to go forward. It's a contempt action.
Gina Dubison and William Kimes.
Your Honor, the parties have agreed. The parties have agreed.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm Okay, Ms. Dupison. The parties have agreed through attorneys, Attorney Adam Stein, to a continuance in this case to continue negotiations.
No, I'm sorry. I have not been contacted by any attorney or know of any continuance. The continuance was made for today.
Hold on, Mr. Calhoun, I need you to be still, sir. You're in my courtroom. Although it's virtually, you're in my courtroom, so I need to see your face. Sit down and be still until we finish, okay? Just a second.
Okay. I don't know if Ms. Dubison is represented by counsel, but Mr. Kimes is. And I agree to the continuance on behalf of the state
No,
based on the information that I've received.
One at a time. Go ahead and finish up. I'm sorry, Ms. Clark Davis. One at a time. We'll hear from you in a second, Ms. Stevenson. Go ahead.
Right, I agreed to a continuance on behalf of the state. So her agreement to a continuance is not necessary in this case. I need to go through the information that was given to me.
and what, can I ask, what information is that? Like, I am not being told anything. I don't know anything. I was, you know, I'm not represented.
Right, okay, so go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis.
I don't understand the question. She needs to talk with the agent in the office. She can contact the,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I've been trying to contact DCSS numerous times over and over, and I have been completely just told that I just need to wait for the court date to, you know, have a voice for my children. I have no idea, no correspondence from the state has, you know, responded. This has already been continued. This is our third court date. And today we're supposed to come to an agreement.
Okay, Ms. Stevenson, go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis.
Your Honor, the defendant is represented by counsel. The counsel has requested, and myself have information that we need to go through. Specifically, the documents that he is requesting from the state have not been sent over to him, and the documents that I have requested in terms of what payments have been made. None of that has come through. And so out of an abundance of caution, we decided that a continuance would be better so that we can get that documentation so that we have a clear understanding of what we're doing going forward. Also, I've asked for a settlement hearing in the office prior to our next court date, which would be June 6th.
Okay, can I just interject for a moment? This has been going on since August, Your Honor. And right now, my children and I are in dire straits from homelessness. Therefore, and every single time I come to court, I never have a voice because Mr. Kimes is feeding an attorney's office other than his own children.
She got muted.
You're on mute, Ms. Stevenson.
So sorry about that. I'd like to know how the state can make decisions is on my children's behalf without contacting me and letting me know what is to transpire. Today is the third. This is the third court hearing, Your Honor, and I cannot continue to live, you know, in these means while Mr. Kimes is more than capable of taking care of the children he has abandoned. Ms. Clark Davis, if I could ask you, when the state hears from the NCP's attorney, how is it that I'm not notified of what's going on? You're making decisions on behalf of my children who are homeless or close to being homeless. I don't understand why we have to continue going to court to settle something that is clearly owed, okay? And my frustration is this. My children don't have a voice here, okay? And Mr. Kimes this is our second where with his attorney has appeared. Why is it that we are not coming to a settlement today as promised? And Ms. Davis.
I don't think anyone promised a settlement today.
No,
I
we were supposed
literally
to
don't
come
think
to a
anyone.
settlement today.
No. Let me go ahead and jump in there. there are no promises made on behalf of the state to anyone
Okay,
in terms of what the court will do or
Mhm.
what will happen at the next hearing. That
Okay.
is what a court proceeding is for. Now, this is a state proceeding, which means we have to follow the laws as set out for 4D agencies. This is not a private action where the parties can go back and forth. Anyone on this right now can withdraw from the state representing the interest
Mhm.
of the children in this case and file their own action. That is totally up to you. If you choose to go down this path, then you have to follow the laws that are set out in the code section for a 4D agency. And when an attorney in good faith or anyone on this call in good faith asks for a continuance to evaluate evidence that may be presented in court, the court is going to grant that continuance
Okay.
because it's in the interest of fairness. Now, I understand your frustration. However, there is just nothing that I can do about it as far as the methods to which the state legislature has set up for courts to proceed.
And I understand fully. I'm just trying to get an idea of why that wasn't done at our last court, our last hearing,
Okay, so Ms.
6
Stevenson-
months ago.
Ms. Stevenson, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've been very patient. So, but I have all these other people who I need to hear first. So here's the thing. They said they represent the interests of the children. That's who they represent. So they don't represent you, okay?
Correct.
You are, your situation, reach out to, I'm not sure if you live in the city of Atlanta or outside of the city, but you can reach out to legal aid. See if you qualify for it. If you are on the verge of homelessness, you would probably more than likely qualify. I forget the standard.
Okay.
I forget.
I understand I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So go there and maybe legal aid can help you file a private action, which Ms. Davis is correct. At times does move quite a lot quicker.
Right. Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I can't afford to do that.
No,
I don't
legal aid-
have those funds for legal. I understand I tried the legal aid and that was unsuccessful. I have tried everything. We've been in transitional housing, all of it. I understand, Your Honor, the proceedings that occur, per court, but my frustration again is, this is what I was told our last court hearing, and now we're again stretching it for 6 more months down the road. I just don't feel that, I just don't feel the justice for my children right now at all. Mr. Kimes, we're here only on his arrears, but right now, as it stands, he's $10,000 on his current child support behind, and nothing is happening. Like, what consequences is he in facing or enduring that, it's really, really frustrating that the state. Okay.
I want to clarify something real quickly. This is an adjudication of arrears. This is not a contempt action. The only thing that's going to happen at the next hearing literally is us establishing what amount is currently past due owed. He is currently ordered to pay his current support, and if he's not doing that, then administrative actions such as driver's license suspensions and all of that taking place. But this is a civil court hearing.
Yeah, I
Civil.
understand.
So the court, this is not we don't have debtor's prison anymore. People don't go to jail because they're not being a dad like they're supposed to be. They
Right.
go to jail for failure to follow the order, but then even then the court can only hold them for so long. And if
Right.
they fail to pay it, they're going to be released. So
Right.
that is why private actions have a little bit more teeth in it than state actions. So I literally am
Well,
at wit's end myself right now.
That's okay. That's okay. All I'm saying is I understand. And right now he is in the rails with what's current. So I guess we'll just have to sit and wait till the state decides to feed my children. Thank you.
No, the state is not going to decide to feed your children. That's not what the state's supposed
Or
to do unless you want to go
to
down.
hold him accountable,
Yeah.
to hold him accountable. I get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, LaDacia Brown. Marlon
Oh.
King.
Your Honor, that's position 20.
Yeah.
It's off the calendar. A voluntary dismissal was filed. The arrears have been paid on that case.
All right, Samantha Robinson, Sean Lanier.
Your Honor, on that case, the state does not have service. We'd ask the case to be continued to September 6th for to perfect service.
Okay. Manny Williams, Jared McLean.
Your Honor, that case is off the calendar. A voluntary dismissal has already been submitted to the court.
Thank you, ma'am. Sharon Johnson, Melvin Mapp.
I believe I saw Mr. Matt present. The state's ready to go forward on that. This one, it is it's an adjudication of arrears.
Mr. Mapp.
Yes.
Okay, I see. All right, if you stand by, sir, we will get you in just a few minutes, okay?
All right.
Carlos.
Megler?
Carlos, can you raise
Your
your
Honor,
right, Carlos, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear a firm testimony? I mean, you'll translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your knowledge, skills, and abilities.
Do, Judge.
Okay,
Oh, Carlos, okay.
it's Maria, Carlos, it's Resendiz.
Yeah, Maria Resendiz, right?
Can you ask her to take herself
Yes.
off mute?
Por favor, desbloquee su micrófono, señora María.
Sí, aquí estoy.
And
Yes, I'm present.
okay, and it's Carlos Melgar, I guess, Melgar.
El señor Carlos Melgar.
All right, go
No
ahead.
sé. Él
Yana.
sabe,
Hold on, stand by. Go ahead, Ms. Clark. Davis.
Your Honor, this is an adjudication of arrears case. We have not received service back on the defendant at this time. If he is not present, we will have to continue the case to September the 6th.
Ella indica a la juez que el señor no ha podido ellos entregarle a él y recibieron pues notificación de que no le han servido a él con este proceso. Si él no está servido con este proceso y de hecho no está en esta audiencia ni en esta llamada, ella tendría que reportar como un proceso que no ha sido servido y pide que
Carlos,
sea
stand by.
pospuesto esto
Mr.
para el
Ramey,
6 de
stand
septiembre.
by. Mr. Ramey, you're driving. Bye. Come back when you're not driving. Go ahead, Carlos. I'm sorry.
lo siento, solo estoy anotando la fecha.
¿Perdón?
Estaba anotando la fecha de que me decía que yo le mandé mensaje a Carlos de que hoy estuviera presente.
She is saying, Judge, that she texted Carlos with the court date and asked him to appear today.
Okay, so just tell her, period, he needs to be served. Not the text, just he needs to be served.
El hecho de que le haya enviado el texto no es suficiente para que pueda haber la audiencia. Tiene que haber recibido él formalmente la documentación de este proceso.
Ok.
Okay.
September the 6th, so we'll send her a new notice. It'll be the same Zoom link though, Carlos.
Okay. La juez le dice, te van a enviar una nueva notificación, tienes que esperar hasta esa fecha. Va a ser el mismo número de Zoom que tienes para esta audiencia.
Ok.
Thank you. Tell her to stay healthy and safe. Have a good weekend, Carlos, and she can leave. And thank you.
Judge. La juez entonces le dice gracias, eso es todo y la volvemos a ver en esa nueva fecha.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carlos.
You're welcome, Judge.
Carlos, I'm upstairs if you want to bring your.
Judge, we're no longer doing that, but thank you anyway for
No
remembering.
longer, well, I had to sign Miss Patricia's. You don't have to.
It's different, Judge. They hire me after 20
Oh,
years.
okay.
so,
Full
yeah.
time. Congratulations, Carlos. You got some benefits.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. I got
Congrats.
Chantel Pate, Dwight Murdoch.
Position 20,
Yes, ma'am.
uh-oh. Okay. On this case, a voluntary dismissal was done on January the 24th, so it's off the calendar.
Okay. Tony, Kelly, Stamey, and Wesley Owens.
Your Honor, this is a contempt act, a compliance hearing on a contempt action. The state is asking for an arrest order, so we're ready to go present that.
Okay. Dania Anderson, Edward Patterson III.
Your Honor, this case is a contempt action, and we do not have good service. We'd ask for a continuance to 9/6 to perfect service.
Okay. I got Maribel Simon and Tiberio Nopal. Sorry, I probably destroyed that name.
Your Honor, we do not have, service is not returned on this one. We'd ask for a continuance to 9/6
Okay.
for service.
All right, I got Candace Sarton, I think I saw Ms. Sarton, and Hakeem Payton.
Your Honor, this one, the state is submitting a voluntary dismissal. Our notes show, or our research shows that he resides in a different state now, specifically Tennessee. Ms. Sarton, do you know something to the
Ms.
different than that?
Sarton. So she doesn't have audio.
Okay, if she can hear me, what the state will be doing is submitting a transmittal to the state of Tennessee to a UFSA action so that we can try and get the adjudication and everything done there.
Yeah, she's not connected to audio, but I guess at some point in time she may answer. So, all right, let's see. All right, there's Mr. Ramey in, see if he's pulled over. Is Jaleesa Poole in? Jaleesa Poole. They don't know. All right, what about for Mr. Ramey's case?
Your Honor, on this case, we do not have service. It has not returned back. We'd ask for continuance to 9/6.
Mr. Ramey, your case is going to be continued to 9/6. They don't have a return proof of service. It'll be the same Zoom link, Mr. Ramey, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And what does the return service mean?
That means they don't have,
They have-
yeah, that she has been served. Yeah.
But it was ordered in the court. It was ordered for her to pay. So I mean,
Okay.
I know it's
Yeah,
a
we
separate court.
understand.
So-
contempt.
He
What-
has to
what-
serve to show up today.
Right, we sent out this is considered a new action, Mr. Ramey, and so we have to send notice to her that the state has filed an action against her, and she needs to receive that in hand. So we do that either through the service processor or the sheriff's department, and neither have been successful in getting that paperwork in her hands.
And what is the next step? Because she's going to continue to avoid that. And the shoe has been on the other foot. So now I want you guys to take action like you have taken action against me before. So, and now it's
That's
like
what we're
she's just
doing. That's why
continuing avoiding you
Hold
guys.
up, sir, listen to Ms. Clark Davis, please, okay? Listen to what she has to say.
That just like, so if the shoe was reversed and they were able to serve you, that's because you were being cooperative and not hiding from the state or something, and they were able to get in touch with you. We are doing the same thing. It just really requires the service processor to get to her. And we're not dropping the case. We're not dismissing it. We're continuing it to give them time to actually get this person served.
Right. I mean, but we have been through this like before. We already tried the process to serve her before. And she's avoiding you guys on purpose. So there should be a license suspension, a warrant. Because at this point it
Okay,
is child
I see
abandonment.
what you're saying. But I see what you're saying. So this is an adjudication of arrears. And as I explained earlier, what we're here to do on this particular action is actually get your past due arrears set in stone. If she is not paying as ordered, then what you just said, administrative actions are being taken. Meaning if you filed the case, it's been more than 60 days, the system automatically starts the license suspension process, passport suspension process, tag suspension process. All of those suspensions that they can do without having a court order it are being done at this time. So if she gets picked up and she doesn't have a license, she's going to jail and I can get her served in jail.
Mr. Ramey, your case is reset until September the 6th. There's nothing else we can do today, okay? Stay healthy and safe. We'll see you in September. Sanford Palmer, it's Shauna Ray.
Your Honor, that case, Ms. Ray has paid the purge and we are filing a final order.
All right.
Adjudication of arrears order was already filed.
Okay, I have right there. Ms. Sarton, go back to her. Ms. Sarton, you take yourself off mute.
Yes.
So go ahead, Ms. Davis, back to position 29. She finally connected audio.
Okay. On position 29, Ms. Sarton, our records show that the NCP is currently residing in the state of Tennessee. Do you have any information as to that being not the case?
No, ma'am. I just know that's where he is. I don't know the address or
Okay.
anything.
Because he's in the state of Tennessee, we no longer have jurisdiction over his person while we still have jurisdiction over the order because it was done here in Georgia. By law, we need to send it to Tennessee through a process called UIFTA. And we will send all of the documents over to them and they will start the process of enforcing the order through the Tennessee court. So it's going to take, I will not lie, I have no idea how fast Tennessee gets things on, but as soon as this case is over, the information will be transmitted to Tennessee within, I believe it's 10 to 15 business days. One of my agents will correct me if that's not the case.
Okay.
So it will go there. And I can tell you Tennessee will definitely, it's one of the states that will definitely go and take it up quickly.
So they should
Okay.
hear from them, Ms. Sarton. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, she won't hear from Tennessee. She'll hear from the state of Georgia. Do not call Tennessee.
Okay, so
You'll
you-
still be using us. Yes.
Okay.
It'll just be a different agent. Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Natalia Hall, Frank Robinson.
Your Honor, this is this is an arrest order review. This is the first one on the court's calendar. The NCP has still not paid on this case. We'd ask for a continuance to allow him to comply with the court's order and leave the arrest order in place. The continuance would be 8/16/2023.
Okay. Now I've got 31, Shalonda Thomas, Deonta B. Thomas. Deontay Thomas. Approve, Ms. Clerk,
Okay.
please.
Your Honor, this is a compliance hearing. There was a purge set on this one in the amount of $1,585. He's paid $585. At this time, rather than doing an arrest order, we'd ask for a continuance to allow him to pay the balance of the purge since he has made a good faith effort on one.
Okay, 9/6,
To 8/16, Your Honor.
16, okay, thank you. Ariella Woods, Carl Tinch.
Your Honor, that case is off the calendar. An order was filed, a consent order was filed in that case.
All right, Shanika Glass, Christopher Trailer.
Your Honor, service is not returned for that case. We'd ask for a continuance to 9/6/2023.
Thank you. Ivy Witherspoon, Keith Tucker.
Same announcement, Your Honor. Service is not returned on that case. We'd ask for a continuance to 9/6.
Okay. This is it. Tasia Prevo and Freddie Whetstone, I think that's all.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Clark Davis.
Your Honor, the state is ready to go forward.
All right, thank you, Mr. Whetstone. I got a few more pages. I got a few more calls. We'll get to you gentlemen shortly.
Okay.
Ingrid Washington, Brendan Williams.
Your
38.
Your Honor, we're asking for a continuance on this one to perfect service and to do a settlement hearing. We'd ask for a continuance to 9/6.
Okay. Tina Norman, Antonio Wimberly. And Gabriel Graves and Antonio.
This is position 39.
Right, and 40. I got a Tina Norman and a Gabrielle Graves against Mr. Antonio Wimberly.
Your Honor, if the court could hold for my report on this one, because I
Okay,
need to confirm something with the staff.
all right, I got Latavia Biox and Kelvin Woodard.
Your Honor, that's a voluntary dismissal. The non-custodial parent resides in the state of Florida.
Thank you. Talia High, Christopher Hatcher.
Your Honor, we were waiting on medical documentation for Mr. Hatcher and had hoped that he would appear today. If the court will hold for my report on this one while I just make sure there's nothing in the,
Consent, okay.
has been sent over to our email.
Shadray Crenshaw, DeMarco Knox. DeMarco Knox. Clark Davis.
Your Honor, this is a compliance hearing. Mr. Knox has not complied with the purge. He's paid some of it, but not all of it. But this is the second time. I think what we want to do is do an amended contempt order on this one and put in the PAC language. See if he qualifies for PAC, to see if we can get him some help there.
Sounds good. Monica Kaminsky and Marvin Lane.
Is Mr. Lane present?
No, I think you're looking, no, Mr. Melvin Matt, that at a first glance, I thought.
Okay, those are my two. Okay. Yeah, Honor, it would be the same announcement. He has not paid his purge, but his purge is only $247.30. He has paid some, so we'd ask for an amended contempt, amended CCO, and put in the PAC language to see if we can get him some assistance.
All right, Alberta Lyons or Coleman Robinson.
Your Honor, we'd ask for a continuance on this one to allow the defendant time to pay the purge. The continuance would be to 6/7/2023 because the balance is only $141.47. Just to confirm, Ms. Martina, we did not want to try to put him in PAC. Is that correct? We just wanted him to pay?
That's correct. This is the one that they put in fatherhood.
That's right. Somehow, even though he's here with us, he ended up in fatherhood. So he has until 6/7 to pay.
Okay, all right, so we'll go back to position 6.
Yes.
Your Honor,
Um,
before we go to position 6, could we please go back to position 13? I
Okay,
do not think the non-custodial parent is present.
right,
We have the custodial parent, Mr. Short, here. Unfortunately, we still do not have good service for the non-custodial parent, Miss Glenn. So I'm going to ask for a continuance on this case to perfect service. This is adjudication of the arrears case.
so Mr. Short. You probably heard that. But they're gonna continue it so that she can be served, and like Ms. Clark Davis said, then they'll say, okay, she will do an order saying, this is exactly how much she owes. Then you go through a contempt, then, all this other stuff that she doesn't pay, but they haven't confirmed service. Doesn't mean that she hasn't necessarily been served. She could have been served today, but we'll see you back again September 6th.
And she
Yeah,
still owes current support, Mr. Short, so that doesn't change. We're just setting the amount that's owed past due amount.
I just have one comment.
Mr. Whetstone, I know you are not smoking in my courtroom.
Oh,
who
okay.
is smoking?
Mr. Whetstone,
Oh,
Grady Whetstone, yeah, don't smoke in my courtroom because you're in my courtroom. Even though it's virtual, you're smoking, okay? Appreciate you. Go ahead, Mr. Short.
I too have had child support orders against me. At times, I've never got served anything. I've had my income tax taken. I've never got a chance to defend myself. And this is for multiple children, not just one child or another.
to the
Yes,
point
sir.
where
Those same actions will be taken against Miss Glenn as well. We're just setting the arrears in the case. I don't know if you've been listening to the other cases that have similar circumstances as yours, but the administrative proceedings will still go ahead against Miss Glenn. Her driver's license can be taken, her taxes for this year can be taken. All of those things are still in play. But for the adjudication of arrears proceeding, the legal specifications in order to set these arrears, we have to give her proper service. Service went out, but the apartment number was not listed. So we're hoping to get her served next time, and we will see you back in court on September 6th.
Same thing, Mr. Short, just like you were served, she has to be served. And we
No,
even make it easy because we do it on Zoom, so it's not like she has to get in the car and go anywhere, okay? But that
no,
was,
that's my point, Your Honor. I apologize for interrupting you. But
The law
didn't-
hasn't changed, sir. The law remains the same no matter who's the parent or non-custodial parent. The law remains the same. The names just change.
no,
There's
I'm trying-
always has
I'm
to be
trying-
service.
and Zoom or in person, same thing, gotta show up. And
No, no,
I'm
I'm
doing the arrest order against her as quick as I would if she were in person.
ma'am, I apologize for interrupting you, and I understand what you're actually saying. But the point that I'm trying to make is I have multiple children that have been in this situation multiple times. Although I'm not on child support at this moment on any child, I haven't had to be served anything to get actual judgments or liens or action held. I haven't had to be served by any police.
It's not that
received
same service, Mr. Short, you received notice in the mail.
Right, that's what I'm saying, and my money just was taken. It
Right.
wasn't he showed up and said,
Right.
"Come to
As
court."
will hers.
Hey,
Mr. Short,
okay,
he said it didn't have the apartment number, so they can't even get the letter to her.
Yes, but sir, that is what you're saying. I think we're saying the same thing. For this particular cause of action, there has to be service. For the driver's license, for the tax intercept, none of those things, those are all automatic things, as Attorney Davis previously said. They're set up in the system. If you don't pay for 60 days, your driver's license is taken. Your passport can be taken. Her tax intercepts can be taken. All
yeah,
of those
she don't drive and
happening to her.
don't drive and she don't fly. That's why.
Well, sir, we can't do anything about her lifestyle, but those things are in place as enforcement actions. The state has
I'm sorry,
the
Mr. Short, do you
actions
know her
that are
apartment
set up by
number?
the law.
Do you know her apartment number, Mr. Short?
From
We're
where?
seeing
from
the
the
note, you got an apartment number, she said.
No, if it's the same, if she lives in the same place, I've given you her address. But if she moved, I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances is, of why y'all wouldn't have her apartment number. So I don't know what's going on. If
Okay,
y'all,
so it's not me, so why don't you, in the chat, you know where the chat is?
the chat on Zoom,
Yes, sir.
yes, I've seen that.
Okay, so why don't you place her address and the apartment number in the chat, that they can see if it's the same. What about that?
Okay.
Your
All
Honor, because this is a public forum, could I
the
put
chat doesn't show
the
up.
email address in there?
Or it's just
But
a part number. You say it's just
Hold on a
these.
second, hold on a second. So Ms. Clark Davis, he can send it in the chat privately to Ms. Cusick.
Send
Nobody
it, okay,
Yeah.
thank
so
you.
Mr. Short,
If
find
you'll
this,
send it directly to.
yeah.
Okay, well, I gotta write it down.
See Amanda Cusick. You see her name? Or Ms.
Yep, just
Cusick,
send it to my chat. You don't have to write anything down.
Ms. Cusick,
Okay.
send him a
Just send
message.
it directly to me rather than to
Excuse me.
everyone in the chat.
Ms. Cusick,
Okay.
you send him a direct message, then all he got.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Short. And if you have any questions about the enforcement process, feel free to reach out to the office and they'll walk you through all the steps that have been taken against her.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
right,
you.
thank
Have a great day.
So you gotta do is respond to her email, her chat. All
All
right,
right, thank you.
thank you. Stay healthy and safe.
All right, you too, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Gabriel
So
Bryant.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Back to position 6, please.
Gabriel Bryant, and he was here and he's not here.
And we are ready to proceed with that. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm
He
just
left?
sending this.
He left. Let's wait, okay, and get these people that are here.
Okay, position 6, we have the custodial parent
Ms.
present.
Cusick.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, maybe you can't hear me. since he left, let's go ahead and handle the people that are here, because he was here and he left.
Position 6?
I don't have position 6 was here. I have that Nicole Kennedy was present.
All right, well then
Yeah.
she's not, is she here? Nicole Kennedy, where is she at? Okay, go ahead. All right,
Okay, she's
all right.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead, Ms. Cusick. Sorry.
Okay, if I could get the agent, this is an adjudication of arrears case, Your Honor. The non-custodial parent was served. Let's pull up my information here, was served and appeared in court on 8/17/2022, and the case was continued to today's date. If I could get the agent to please read the numbers for me.
Good morning. The CP's affidavit indicated $2,300 as of 12/31/2021. We brought that amount forward. The arrears as of January 31st, 2023 is $1,791.90. The current support payment is $575. In the repay, we're asking for $115 in repay.
All right, Ms. Cusick.
Yes, Your Honor, and we would also like to include court costs of $214 and service of $45.
Okay, and this starts,
This starts March the 1st.
all right. Thank you, Ms. Well, now it's Nicole Bryant Jenkins. Thank you, Ms. Jenkins.
And we will send a copy of the final order out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, Ms. Jenkins.
All right, let's see, Ms. Sharonda Starr and Mr. Calhoun.
Here.
Mr. Calhoun.
Here. Here.
There you go, okay. All right, if both of you could raise your right hand. All right, y'all swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Cusick.
Your Honor, this case is also an adjudication of arrears. The non-custodial parent did not appear for the in-office settlement, and the custodial parent did appear for that settlement back in January. If I could please have the agent give us our numbers.
Yes, the CP's affidavit indicated $45,207.87 as of May 3rd, 2022. We brought the number forward. The arrears as of January 31st, 2023 is $48,090.37. The current payment is $450. In the repay, we're asking for $90 to start March 1st, 2023.
Ma'am, can I speak on this case?
Okay,
Yes, Mr. Calhoun, do you have any evidence of payments made to the custodial parent?
Ma'am, I have no gaps in my kid's life. And first of all, two of my boys.
Do you have any evidence of
Hold on.
payment, sir?
Hold on, Mr. Calhoun, hold on. Just answer her question, okay? Just answer directly her questions, and then I'll hear something else.
Yes, I have evidence of paper. I need time to gather. If y'all don't want to hear from me, then I need to
No,
have time to get
Calhoun.
my.
I definitely
my
want to
lawyer
hear from you,
Hold
sir.
on,
I'm
hold on,
just
both of you.
asking.
Hold on, Mr. Calhoun, we did not say we didn't want to hear from you. I just want you to answer her questions. Then I will hear anything extra you need to say, okay?
Okay,
Right.
yes, I do.
Ask-
Yes, I do have evidence.
Okay, and what kind of evidence do you have? I understand you don't have it with you today, but if we were to agree to a continuance, what evidence would you be able to present?
I just had to go back and find receipts. I sent cash outs. It's a lot of ways I send money. And first of all, two of my boys been grown, 5 and 5. They 23 and 21. Like they shouldn't even be on my case. And my 12-year-old, I have never had gaps in his life. Like, how do I owe this much money? Like, where did they get this from? She enclosed this case 3 times.
Mr. Calhoun.
She playing with me. Like, I don't
Calhoun,
understand.
let me interject something. This may stop a whole bunch of stuff later on. You, a non-custodial, both parents are responsible for their children from the day they're born.
No doubt, no doubt.
Money. So there's a set amount, and let's say your 21-year-old was set, child support is supposed to be, let's just say hypothetically, $264 a month. You were responsible to pay that from the day that child was born to the day the child ages out. Graduates high school, emancipates, turns 18. Okay, so now hold on. Now, if in between that, I think it's a son, maybe you're 21-year-old doing that. If in between that time you had missed payments, those payments aren't forgiven just because your child goes and graduates high school and moves on until in those 21.
But I wasn't on child support, so how do I have evidence?
Hey, good question, Mr. Calhoun. So let me answer this. Non-custodial parents out there, you are automatically responsible, okay? If the custodial parent goes and says, you know what, he or she's not giving me anything, so I want the state to try to help me get some money because you're not giving me anything. This is what I love to tell all non-custodial parents to do.
No, I always give though. I always give.
Hold on, look, I got a good story to tell you, Mr. Calhoun, because this is how you ended up, okay? So she went and got it. Then you said she closed the case. No such thing, Mr. Calhoun. She closed and she asked the state to stop collecting the money from you. But you still owed that money every single month directly to her.
And I always did.
Wait a minute. So if you say, you're not letting me, you're already got what you want to say and you're not listening, Mr. Calhoun. So when she closed the case 3 times, she closes it today, and then all she basically uses the state for, to make it too simple, is a collection agency. But you were paying through them, and y'all may have started getting a loan. She says, okay, I'll take you off that. Wrong verbiage. She should have basically said, I'll stop using the collection agency and you can pay me directly. Now, here's where something may have went wrong. She said, okay. You said, well, I kept paying her, Judge. Well, guess what? You probably should have kept yourself paying through the app or through the state, because now it's your word against hers if you gave her money when you weren't paying through child support.
Yeah.
So you're going to say, I sent her that. And look, and she may say, she didn't give me a penny. So that's why you're going to have that meeting to show what you paid. If it were me, and maybe I'm a little old school, I'd send a check. So you have that check that's cleared, because Cash App, anyway, that's what I would do. But so that's how you probably have these arrears. So when she closes it, you still owe. You can, your child can be 45, and as long as that case is there, you still owe that money.
So you say I owe her real, even though I ain't never had a gap and I always take care of my kids. Y'all can just say I owe her $45,000 and I gotta pay it.
See, that's what I said, Mr. Calhoun. Taking care of your kids is one thing, but from day
Your Honor,
one,
if I may,
a monthly payment. So go
Your
ahead.
Honor, if I may try to, can we allow the opportunity for him to present his evidence at a settlement hearing? He
Can I
was served
speak?
back in August
Yep, hold on. Go ahead, Ms. Starr.
2022. So
Go ahead.
give him the opportunity to present his evidence of payments and go forward from there.
You can. Ms. Starr wants to say something. Go ahead, Ms. Starr.
I don't have, she can go ahead and reset it for him to bring evidence, but I can assure you, Demetri, he contacts my kids for his phone conversation, but financially, Demetri wasn't having. That's why I opened it back up. I did close to give him a chance, but Demetri also told me he wouldn't give me 1 red cent over the years, and he done exactly that. So if y'all want us to reset it and he can bring proof, which I assure you he doesn't have, that's fine too.
So Mr. Calhoun.
So I just want to jump in right now.
What we're not
We
going
can
to
do
do,
it.
Mr. Starr, Mr. Calhoun, Ms. Starr, Ms. Calhoun, we're not going to argue about this back and forth.
That's fine.
Who's a good parent, who's not a good parent, who called, who paid.
Mhm.
We'll do exactly what Ms. Clark Davis and Ms. Cusick say. We're going to reset it. So go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis.
Okay, Your Honor, we're going to set a settlement conference. Both parties are required to be there, so this can be hashed out. It will be a virtual settlement hearing, and they will receive a notice from the state prior to. Ms. Cusick, do you want to do the 9/6 to ensure we can get it on a settlement calendar?
That'd be great. Thank you, Ms. Davis.
Wait a minute, Ms. Clark Davis. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what if one of them doesn't show up to that settlement conference? Then what?
Then we come back to court and we tell you, we remind you of this conversation. You gave them a continuance to allow both parties to negotiate at the settlement. And one party did not show up, and therefore we can only go on what we have
So
to
then,
present to the court.
so then is the court gonna wanna go forward because they didn't, you're gonna ask me to go forward, right? They had a chance to settle and they didn't. So you're gonna say. you
Yes.
want to go forward. That makes sense to me. I hope y'all understand that.
And Mr. Calhoun, there is an email in the chat. If you can please send all of your proof of payments that you've made over the years. You owe $450 every month since the original order was issued until the child emancipates at 18. So go through those your payment history, send them over to our office prior to court so that your settlement hearing will be productive, okay? So that we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
review all that
Yes, ma'am.
documentation.
And
keep
the
it in
first
order.
in the first Zoom call, I was trying to be available. I made a call to the child support office. They said they didn't have the email on me, but I had gave them my email.
Okay.
And I asked her to give me the link to get online. She would not give
Okay,
it
well,
to
we're
me.
gonna give you another opportunity. So you'll be set. You'll have the opportunity to get all of your records together. You'll present them to us and to Ms. Starr for review.
And what do I
hopefully
need to do
come up
to
with a
get
settlement.
visitation rights for my son? Like,
Calhoun, Mr. Calhoun, you're not even letting her finish talking. So
I'm
you're
sorry,
asking
ma'am.
Questions she
I'm
may.
sorry, ma'am. I'm
That's
sorry.
It's okay, Mr. Calhoun. I'm just explaining to you the process so that you have the best opportunity to present your evidence. So collect all of your evidence. Proof of payments is all we need. This is all this court is about, how much you've paid to Ms. Starr over the years.
Ms.
Ms.
Cusick, let
Starr
me
will
ask,
have the opportunity to review that and refute it or agree to it at the settlement hearing.
Ms. Cusick, let me ask you
Yes.
or Ms. Davis a question.
Yes, Your Honor.
So how about he brings in like receipts where he's bought his kids shoes or clothes? Is that what y'all want to see?
We want to see child support payments. If
So-
there are
So not
direct payments to
Not
Ms.
where he's
Starr,
went to the mall and bought the kids clothes. You don't want to see that. Is that child support?
it is not child support, Your
What
Honor.
about when he took them out to eat lunch? That's child support?
No, Your Honor. That's being a father, Your Honor.
Yeah. What do I need to do to? I need a lawyer on this case because we always get. Man, I
Mr.
see.
Calhoun, you can definitely get a lawyer.
I
That is
definitely need one.
absolutely your
I
option.
definitely. I want a lawyer and I want a jury. I want a
No,
jury.
sir. No, sir, there's no
Like
jury trial.
this is ridiculous. Like,
You don't have a right to a jury trial in this type of case, and you don't have you have to go hire a lawyer. This is not one where one gets appointed to represent.
oh
you.
no, I will hire a lawyer. I will
Okay.
hire a lawyer.
Then take that lawyer with your proof of payments to that settlement conference, and maybe that will help. Because there's no jury trial in these cases. Ms. Clark Davis, go ahead.
Your Honor, I sent a direct message to Mr. Calhoun asking, asking him for his email address so that I can make sure that it gets to the right sources. He can also, when he sends his information to Court 120, if he doesn't see the message to me, we'll have his email address, and that will be the one that we use going forward.
So send your email address back to that email. She put it in the chat to you directly, Mr. Calhoun. And that's all I'm pretty much hearing from this, because you've got all the answers you need. Now, anything else you're gonna ask or wanna know is probably gonna tend to lean in the way of legal advice. So you really need to consult with a lawyer, sir, okay? But where you've made payment, child support, not taking the kid to lunch, not buying them clothes, not taking them on trips, giving her money every month. This is your money for child support. Okay?
Okay, but how do I go about? So you said, even though my oldest two boys, they grown and they work, they take care of their own self, they file their own taxes, I'm still responsible for them?
No, sir. Once they turn 18, you're no longer responsible for those payments. We're only discussing previous arrears that were owed from the time the child support order was put into place until the children turned 18. That amount.
I'm gonna, Ms. Cusick, I'm going to do one correction right there. It's whatever the order said. If it was 18 or until the children graduate from high school or whatever, if it was a private action, whatever y'all decided. So we just need to verify. So just look at your child support order and it will tell you when your child support ends.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. They going back 8 years. I got all the paperwork from them. They went back 8 years there from today to 8 years ago. My boy's been grown. One of them been grown 5 years. He
And
got to
Mr.
come up.
Calhoun.
One of them been grown 3 years.
Mr.
They
Calhoun,
Okay, but,
no, hold on.
okay,
Mr.
so
Calhoun,
then you know what, this is how,
Hold on. Mr. Calhoun, let me see if I can make this super simple, because I'm thinking you're not processing what we're saying. You buy a car, okay? You finance it for 4 years. And that 5th year, you don't have to pay for it because you paid it off. But if in those 4 years, there's car payments you've missed, even if you've owned that car 6, 7, 8 years, they're going to keep coming after you until you pay those car payments that were due during those 4 years, period. So this is money that you allegedly did not pay when your grown children were younger children, period. So you're not responsible for them from the day they turn 18 and graduate or emancipate high school, like Ms. Clark Davis says, what your order says, forward. This is money you owed back when they were under 18, period.
No.
Well, then that's what you're gonna bring proof of, Mr. Calhoun. I'm done. I've explained it, sir, and I'm being very patient, but you're not processing. That's why you probably should go consult with a lawyer so they can tell you, because she says sometime before those children were grown, you missed payments. That's when you bring your proof, okay? Make sure you put your stuff in the chat and get that email that Ms. Clark Davis
And
sent
that's
you.
what I do understand. Yes, she's saying I owe some payments when they was young, but it don't go all the way up to now. That's what I'm saying. Like some of them payments got to be cut back 3, 4 years, 5 years ago. That's what I'm saying. Like I know she's saying like she just opened this case back up and she said I owe 8 years. Like I ain't gave her nothing, which is not true. And part of the 8 years, my boys was grown. So I ain't saying like I ain't saying like since they 18 and up, like
How much was the monthly payment, Ms. Clark Davis?
some of the payments she said I owe her, I don't owe her. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear the last question.
How much was his monthly payment? Child support?
His monthly payment on child support is $450.
That's what it was when they were before the children aged out.
That's current
Correct,
support.
but there's still it's current support because there's still a child who's under the age of 18.
So this is all behind on current support?
Yes.
Okay, sir, this is behind on your child that's under 18. So bring proof. That's all I can tell you, Mr. Kelly. That's it, Mr. Kelly. I can't explain anymore. So if you owe arrears, you owe arrears. If you haven't been paying that $450 a month every single month to her, even if she closed that case, then you're behind, period. So I tell people when they close a case, you still better pay it. I tell non-custodial payments, go back up there to that child support office and say, don't close it because I want proof that I paid it. And here's the thing, Mr. Scott, see, I've muted you because you keep interrupting me. And the thing is, when she calls you and she says, little Johnny needs shoes, you know what you can say to her, Mr. Calhoun? I'm giving you $450 a month. Go buy little Johnny shoes with that because it's for food, shelter, and clothing. And that's it, Mr. Calhoun. That's it. Go to the settlement conference, bring your proof that you have given, no ma'am, Ms. Starr, that you have given her that $450 a month each and every month since there has been a court order. That's all, it's simple. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Calhoun. Thank you, Ms. Starr. Y'all go to the settlement conference and show up. Thank you. All right.
That's it.
Sean Davis.
We're done for today.
Yes, ma'am. Sean Davis. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm Judge Manning.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Swear firm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am. So help me God.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Cusick or Ms. Clark Davis.
Hi, Your Honor. Yes, again, I'm sorry. We have this is a compliance hearing for Mr. Davis. He was ordered to pay a purge of $900 and no payments have been made on that purge.
All right. Go ahead, Mr.
We are asking the court to issue an arrest order at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, I'll hear from you. Go ahead.
Well, if you take a look, first of all, I put myself on child support. I paid $10,000 last year alone. I just saw someone in November and I asked you guys, I said, I won't be able to do that. But I can do it over the summer because the way I work and my license, you guys keep suspending it. So I can't get to where I need to be on set filming and I can start paying, but it's going to have to be at a certain time. And I told you guys when, and I was told to ask you guys in court. So I'm only $1,800 behind now. My daughter's 17 and I just paid $10,000 last year. And I put myself on child support.
Right.
And you guys just freed my license up in December. Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You guys, not me. That's a completely different person that takes your license.
I apologize.
That's okay. Your daughter's 17, and I hope you just tried to understand what I told Mr. Calhoun.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So there was a purge set. So all I want to know is of that $900, when you can pay that purge. And you haven't paid anything towards that purge. That is one thing that, see the other people, if you heard earlier, Ms. Clark Davis said, oh, they've tried and they paid so much towards the purge and they reset it so they can continue paying.
Well, I was hoping we can reset something for say 9-6 or something like everyone else, because I get a check next month and I'll be able to actually give 1,000 or 1,500 and make some payments. But I actually told you guys this in December when I was just at the office speaking to Miss, I think, Davis. I just talked to you guys and you said come to court.
Right,
If
you
you
didn't
recall,
talk.
I'm sure you talked a lot. It wasn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't me. You don't talk to
Okay,
the
I'm
attorneys when you
sorry.
come to the office. You talk to
I
an
was just
agent.
saying the
But let
office
me
of-
just go ahead and say, Mr. Davis,
Yes.
the state is not going to agree to a continuance on this, and let me tell you why. You owe $225 a month for child support. That is below the minimum wage of $8.36 a day to pay on child support. If you had just been paying $100 a month from
I've
your
been
last payment of
unemployed,
August,
though.
if you had just been paying $100 a month or something from your last payment, you would be close to having that $900 paid off, and we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So the
I
state will
haven't
not
had
agree to a continuance. The
employment
court
for
can
a way
do
to
whatever
get
the
to
court
work.
wants to, but please understand, your current support, had you just paid your current support and ignored the purge payment altogether, you would be finished with, we would have given you credit and the purge payment would be finished. The minimum wage order is $264 a month. That's roughly $8.56 a day per child for your 17-year-old daughter to survive on. So the state is not agreeing to a continuance on this. Ms. Cusick, I do
May I
apologize
speak
for jumping
when
in.
you're done? Okay. If I put myself on child support, I let you guys know when I saw you in December. I don't have employment right now, and I won't be able to make the payment until about March or April. You guys told me to talk to the judge when I came in the office. Just ask the young lady that I saw. So I let you guys know what was going on. And then you saw that you guys cut my license. I said, no problem, it's me. Can you reactivate it? And you just cut them back off. And I only had them active for less than 30 days. So how do you guys expect me to even go out if you keep, of course, it's me all because of, but again, I put myself on child support. I just paid you $10,000 and asked you in December. I said, I won't be able to make any payments. And you said, go ahead and ask the judge. Now you're saying you won't help me. And I literally told you.
No.
But
the thing was, wait, you're saying you paid $10,000. That was a tax intercept. That's an involuntary payment that came in through the state, the federal government taking your money
You didn't
because you
give me
hadn't
a
paid
chance
child
to
support.
pay it though. I put myself on child support. And regardless,
I
I'm
hear
only
you when you say you
$1,800.
put yourself on child support. I literally hear you and I commend you for doing that. But if you put yourself on child support, then you know that you have a child support payment due. I am so confused as to why you think that you can sign a commitment in December and then we are here almost in March, and you're like, why did they take my child support? I mean, why did they take my driver's license? You didn't make your commitment from December to pay
Wait a minute, ma'am.
$225.
Yes, but you're
I'm
right.
so
But you're
confused.
right. But you're right. I don't.
Okay, so
But
I'm good.
wait,
I'm
can
done.
can I
Mr. Davis,
speak?
hold on, hold
Why
on.
are you so angry? Can I please speak 1 second?
Mr. Davis.
That's all I'm asking.
Mr. Davis, I have a question for you. I have a question. When's the last time you worked?
The last time I worked was probably February of last year.
Okay, now, straight up, don't go into lots of,
And
what, nope. Nope. When's the last child support payment you voluntarily made? Not when they intercepted your tax returns, but that you
the
voluntarily.
it was probably about March. It's either February or March, if you take a look.
Of last year.
And yes, the right then, yes. And also,
Nope,
I
nope.
put myself,
Hold
go
on,
ahead,
nope.
I'm listening.
Nope, Mr. Davis, hold on. I want you to answer the questions I'm asking, not what you want to respond to, okay? So
Yes, ma'am.
this last February, I mean, where do you live? Do you live by yourself?
No, I'm homeless, actually. I live with someone. I'm
Okay, so you live with
literally
somebody.
living with someone.
So,
Pardon?
so, but you need food, you need stuff like that. So whoever you're living with is just keeping you, paying for absolutely everything, and has done that for, well, a year now?
No, I'm on EBT. I'm on assistance, actually.
Okay, but what's kept you from getting a job from February for a year? What has kept you?
Nothing, only because my work is seasonal. That's all. And I usually will pay in lump sums. That's all. And my employer will tell you
Hold on.
that what I do is
What is-
roughly seasonal because I'm in the
Stop, 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 stop,
entertainment.
stop, 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 stop. What is your
Okay.
seasonal job?
I work on movie sets and write songs. It's seasonal. I have a
Okay.
contract with the company
Okay,
and it's
stop,
only
stop,
certain months.
Stop. I don't need you to describe what it is. It doesn't matter. So
Okay.
then if you only work a season, let's say January to June, and you make a lump payment, so then the custodial parent has to wait after June to get the next year. So you're kind of behind on support. If you paid it ahead of time, that's fine, but you like have to wait 6 months. And you obviously make enough that you got a $10,000 tax return refund.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you? So you obviously make enough money to live off of. So why aren't you working in the off season doing something else? And my favorite, right, Ms. Clark Davis, Chipotle, they give a sign-on bonus. They give a sign-on bonus, and that kind of work is not beneath anybody because I'm jealous with a big old sign-on bonus. So
Well, how about this?
That helps pay for your college. And I mean, so I don't understand in the off season why you're not, because you're still, and that you put yourself on there, now you even know. So you kind of almost got yourself in this situation because if she didn't ask the state to collect for them, you did. You said, hey, I'm gonna pay it through you. Well, now when you're not paying, they know. So they're gonna come and try to get it. So that's the thing. Now you're in a catch-22. But everyone else, you could have just paid that basic support or made some sort of payments, but you haven't done anything. And I venture to guess, as it's so.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
In the last year, you have bought yourself lunch. You have spent money other than what you get from public assistance. You have spent money. You have spent, even if it is to stop and get a Coca-Cola. You put gas in the car when you had no.
I'm gonna tell you how I can't put gas. I can't.
Okay. I'm gonna call that one. I just muted you, Mr. Davis, because that right there is a complete lie. That is a complete lie because you said when they hadn't suspended your license, you were driving, and then nobody has carried you for an entire year, tending to your every single need. Nobody, because you are not 2 years old. That's about the only time somebody cared to your every single need, Mr. Davis. So what we're gonna do now is talk about and that you haven't worked doing something for an entire year. And guess what? They film over here near the courthouse year round. Year round. Tyler Perry's right down there, what it used to be, Fort Gillum. Tyler Perry Studios at Fort Gillum.
I'm not with that company, Your
I
Honor.
don't want you to interrupt me. That's why I put you on mute. So we're gonna go forward with this, because unless you can tell me why you haven't gotten temporary housing or temporary jobs or something to fill that gap, it's just not acceptable. As an adult, you can't do that. You have responsibilities, and your responsibilities aren't seasonal. Your responsibilities, especially now since you have a child, are for the rest of your life. Unfortunately. So you saying you can't find a job right now, I say on my way, and I don't live in, I could have found 15 jobs. I know I could have got a job at Chipotle. You want black beans or pinto? You want, what kind of rice you want? Rice? No, I practice. So you can get a job that covers the off season that you said. So what I want to know right now is Ms. Clark Davis is going to, if she has anything else to say, we'll give you a chance to respond, and then I'm just going to issue an order. So go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis, present yourself. Oh, you're on mute, Ms. Clark Davis.
Your Honor, I have a question for our PAC coordinator.
Okay.
Ms. Jordan, would Mr. Davis qualify for PAC?
He would qualify, but I definitely would need for him to come in for an initial assessment.
If the court is willing to continue this to 3:15 to confirm that Mr. Davis has come in, and then hopefully she can get him a job.
So wait a minute.
That's not seasonal.
Right. Ms. Jordan, so if you do that, you gonna help him find a job.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We have some upcoming job fairs right now. So he definitely want to contact me and get set up.
And what you gonna, it's gonna help with his license?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So you
Yes,
are gonna do all that for Mr. Davis?
Yes, the PAC program will do all of that for Mr. Davis.
Fantastic. God, Ms. Jordan, when I need a job, I'm gonna call you too, okay? Find out the details about Chipotle for me. There you go, Mr. Davis. Take yourself off.
Your Honor, this.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you. May I finally say something? Can I say anything?
Let me just say what we're asking for so he'll know. The state is asking for, would ask for an amended consent, an amended contempt order with a compliance hearing of 3:15. The purge would remain at $900 for him to be assessed for PAC by March the 1st. And if he would need to contact Ms. Jordan to make sure that all of that happens. If he's accepted into the program, he will not have to appear on March the 15th.
So as long as he gets in touch with Ms. Jordan and does everything he needs to do by March the 1st, he doesn't need to show up, but he has to cooperate with Ms. Jordan, not just leave her a voicemail. So Ms. Jordan, he's got to actually meet with you and y'all talk about the options.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think I understand now. Now, Mr. Davis, the only words, because I've been hearing you, I want to hear out of your mouth is a response to, are you going to meet with Ms. Jordan before March the 1st and join the PAC program so she can get you employment that is not seasonal and get you off of people's council?
Well, since you guys don't want to hear anything else from me, no
I
problem,
did,
Your
sir.
Honor.
I heard you. You said you've been unemployed. What else have you been unemployed and you get paid
But
seasonal?
Your Honor, I also have evidence. Oh, am I loud? Am I too loud for you, Your Honor?
Here's the thing, that all we're here about today is that you owe money. So if you have evidence, it should be that you paid. That's money's all we care about today.
But what I want to understand what you're saying. So you're saying by March I should have paid you guys an extra $1,000? I'm trying to get a gist. Or by March I should have a sit down.
Maybe I need to tell him what the PAC program is.
Yes.
So the PAC program
is
a parent accountability program. You will no longer be coming to this court with Judge Manning. You will be going to court with Judge Brasher. The program monitors you to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, which is pay child support. How they do that is by also assisting you to get a job, or if you don't have certain skills, they can put you in a program for that. They'll also help you with any mental health issues you may be having. It's a plethora of things that are going on. However, you are monitored by the court to pay your child support. So you will stay in the program until the court releases you from the program. You'll meet with Ms. Jordan initially, and then you will be in contact with her either once a week, once every other week, something like that. And you'll go to court once a month with Judge Brasher. Once you're back on the right track, Judge Brasher releases you from the program, and you go on and continue to pay the $225 until your child graduates or emancipates, turns 18. If you fail to follow the program, then you'll come back here to Judge Manning, and I will ask for an arrest order for your failure to appear in the and do what you were supposed to do in the PAC program.
What else is it clear, Mr.
But
Davis?
it's a choice. It's a choice. You don't have to do it. You could pay the $900 today, or, you know.
Well, who knows? I might come to the PAC program with $900 and not have to deal with that. That'll work too as well.
Well, then you
correct?
wouldn't be in the. So, Your Honor, then maybe what I need to do is, rather than do an amended
Because I'll
order,
just borrow.
go
I'll see
ahead
if I
and
could just
do
borrow
a
it because
continuance.
Ms. Clark Davis, go ahead.
I'll do a continuance to March the 15th. And if he meets with Ms. Jordan and wants to go into the program, Ms. Jordan will send me an order. If he chooses to bring in the $900, then he's done with this part of the court hearing. I think that would be the easier way to do.
I think it would as well, because after I'm done with this, I definitely want to get a lawyer, because you guys first and foremost do a great job trying to help, but I think you hear so many crazy people with nonsense stories, you're kind of hard on the good guys. But thank you for your help, and the PAC program was an olive branch, and I thank you, because I completely understand you could issue a warrant right now, but you guys aren't completely, you don't have time to listen to the just, and I appreciate your time. I'll just leave it at that. So thank you. Can you tell me where I need to be and what time? We'll just leave it at that. And could I bring a lawyer with me there if I need to? Maybe you guys will listen to a lawyer and they'll speak for me.
Answer.
Okay, yeah, Ms. Jordan, let me say something. If you bring a lawyer and your lawyer is saying everything you're saying, you would be in jail.
Well, my lawyer is smarter than me, correct? That's why I would be hiring him.
Lawyer, because right now.
So that's why I would hire someone smarter than me.
Here is what your lawyer would do. Ms. Clark Davis, can he get into the PAC program? Because that lawyer would know today you would go to jail.
Okay.
I mean, this law is pretty cut and dry. So a lawyer would help you negotiate with them to get what Ms. Clark Davis and Ms. Jordan just gave you. That's it.
As you see, I said, thank you very much. I was first and foremost said, thank you, to both of you guys.
All right, so Mr. Davis,
I understand.
thank you.
There's still some
hearing
points like.
we have Mr. Mapp over here who's waiting patiently. He may need to go to work and do something. So get that information, say your last words, Ms. Jordan, and then we'll move on to Mr. Mapp.
Yes, Your Honor, my information is over in the chat, and Mr. Davis can go ahead and contact me via phone or email, and I'll reach out to him.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Position 23. Mr. Mapp, you take yourself off mute, please.
I believe
So
that
is it
that's
Ms. Jordan, so I contact me?
Mr. Mapp, if you can take.
Yes.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear for testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mapp, and thank you for waiting so patiently. Go ahead with Mr. Did you have something else, Ms. Clark Davis?
That's my case.
No, I believe that's Ms. Walton's case.
Okay, go ahead.
It is.
Good morning, Judge. This is an adjudication of arrears case. Mr. Mapp was personally served on August the 26th of 2022, and I will ask also for the record, neither the CP nor Mr. Mapp Peace and Virtue Settlement Conference on June 6th of 2022. And I will ask the agent to give us the numbers, please.
Yes. According to the custodial parents affidavit that they submitted on February 7th, 2020, the arrears balance at that time was $33,110. The current arrears amount as of January 31st, 2023 is $33,398.28. There is no current support as this is an arrears only case, and we are asking to increase the repay to $179.
All right. All right, Mr. Mapp.
How you doing?
Doing well.
At the time, we stayed together the whole time. We was together. We stayed in the same household, paid bills, we did everything together as a family. 2004, we had separated for maybe like no more than 2 months, and we talked on the phone about the child, which is Melvin, and we decided to get back together. We got back together. She took me off child support. From that point, we moved back in. We stayed together. I had evidence that we stayed together from that time all the way up to 2020.
Ms. Walton, when was his, do you know, do y'all have the information, or can he answer when was his original child support order?
It started in, I want to say it was May 2004 was the original start date of the child support.
That's correct.
All right, does that sound about right?
Ms. Freeman, can you look at the affidavit and see whether or not the custodial parent gave him credit for the month?
No, ma'am, she only gave him credit for 3 months, which was in 2021 for May, June, and July. A total, I think, of $910.
Okay, Your Honor, on this case, the state will ask for a continuance, and the reason for the continuance is to allow the parties to do a settlement hearing, because I know for a fact that there are additional children in this case that are not on this one from the two parties.
Well, and if
so I need that affidavit corrected.
Right, and if they were living together, Mr. Mapp.
Yes.
So tell me when y'all broke up for this last time.
2020 of February the 2nd.
Is that when she gave him credit for those months, Ms. Freeman?
No, ma'am, Judge. She gave him credit for June of 2019 for $100, July of 2019 for $500, and August of 2019 for $300.
So, Mr. Mapp, I don't know what happened, but if you think about those dates, is this the time that broke up?
No, at the time, in 2019, we separated. We separated. So I moved with a friend. So we had a talk. We wanted to work things out, get back together. So we got back together. The time she put me for child support, we got back together. She took me back off child support. And then the last time, which was in 2020, we couldn't work out. So she decided to move on. I decided to move on. And then that when she put me back on child support in 2020, and I moved on with my life and she moved on with her life.
So what it sounds like, you hear what I said earlier, that there's no such thing as taking you off, especially once
Yes. Well, I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Once you got that order, you were responsible for that payment every month. So even when y'all got back,
even I stay in the same household.
Well, hold on, because there's an exception, right? So then when y'all broke up again for this last time, she's like, go get my child support, because that's how I'm gonna hurt you. Melvin,
you're right.
I'm gonna hit your pocketbook.
Yeah.
After your pocketbook, because this last time, that. So if you've been living together, it's a completely different story that Ms. Clark Davis and Ms. Walton want to hear about and have proof of.
Well, I have all proof. I have a license, bank statement, mails from all the way down to I think 2004 or 5. I have all from because we stayed with her mom at one time. In 2004, all the way up to I want to say 2009 or 10. And then we moved together in an apartment, not actually, Alton Point, which is right up the street from where her mom stayed. We stayed there for like almost a year. And then I ended up moving with her because we was trying to save money to buy a house. So she had got an apartment based on her income. And I moved with her. So the house that she in, this house we moved in together in 2016. And I stayed out there to 2020.
Your Honor, I honestly believe that this that arrears are owed on this case, but it may not be based on what Mr. Mapp is saying and based on other things in the file, that it is as much as it is set. And I think that's what Mr. Mapp is saying. I may owe something, but I don't owe $33,000. And I think we need to do a settlement hearing with him and the custodial parent present. And I would like to continue this case so that we can get all of that and get everybody on the same page with this one.
And that's Mr. Mapp, and I absolutely have no reason not to believe you. So that's why I think so too, because there's going to be some. So then she's going to sit there in front of you and Ms. Clark Davis or an agent or whoever's there and said, no, we never lived together. So bring all that proof, okay?
I have everything right here in front of me. I can bring it whenever y'all need. I have everything in front of me right now.
She's going to have a settlement conference where you guys are going to get together face to face and kind of.
Okay.
Mr. Mapp, if you can do you know how to use the chat?
No, I do not. This is my first time doing Zoom. It took me a minute to figure it out.
I'm gonna give you the state email address, and I need you to send an email to that address along with whatever paperwork you have. It is court, COURT 120.
Hold on, let me get a pen so I can write it down. Give me just a second.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, Your Honor. I thought you may have had a pen.
All right, what is the information again?
It's court, COURT 120 at DHS.
At who?
D as in David, H as in house, S as in Sam, dot GA.
Yes.
Dot GOV.
GOV. I got you.
And Mr. Mapp, if I were you, I would, whatever you email them, I would also bring it with me to that settlement conference.
All right, I sure will.
You know, that in case, emails, they get lost and they go to spam, I'd email it to them also, but I'd bring it with me also.
Okay, all right, understand.
Okay, proof y'all live together, any other payments for support that you made when y'all were broke up.
Yes.
Okay?
All right.
Payments, like I said, not buying shoes and clothes, okay? And
I understand where you come from, yes.
I'm sure you're gonna work it out, Mr. Mapp, because I'm not a fan when the custodial parent does that. People aren't real honest about, because when you're living together, anyway, that's why I know when that's why I said, when did y'all break up? Boom.
The only time we broke up, we only stayed from each other for 2 months. That's the most we ever stayed apart. Most we back together. Like we don't stay. At the end of the time, we all broken up. Like I'm back over there in the house, but we might not stay in the same house. But eventually we'll move. Right? No, we don't stay away from like living in the same house no more than a month or two. No more than that. Everything else, I'm always in the house. So the first 2004, I stayed away for 2 months. I moved back in. 2019, I stayed away for like 2 months. I moved back in, and that's that part all the way out. From 2020, that's when she put me on child support the last time, and we departed, and she put me for child support. But I only stayed with two. The two time was 2 months tops.
Mr. Matt, you plan on getting back together with her?
No, it's honestly it been actually 3 years this year that we haven't. But I'm not gonna lie to you, she still she do pull up at my work. She do come and talk to me.
Yes.
She bring me lunch. You know, it's just we have conversations and stuff
Okay,
like
well-
that.
Okay, well, look here. If you get back together,
Hmm.
keep records, and y'all are living together, keep records of it,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
There's no such thing as taking you off child support, okay? So make sure you keep records, like, look, here's our lease, here's what I'm paying the rent, okay? Do that.
Okay. All right.
To take care of yourself, so you won't end up here again, although
All right.
I'm very kind, and I hope you're able to get the help that you need,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
You got that email to send your stuff to?
Yes, I have everything. I will send y'all all the information.
All right,
What's the
and
particular date?
I'll send you the date and the time for, the settlement. They're gonna be 9/6.
Ms. Freeman, do you think we can get him on a settlement calendar by June, or do I need to go out?
We could definitely try to get him on a settlement calendar by June.
Your Honor, if we can do June 7th on this one, just to get it going, and
Confirm.
if we need to thank you.
So, Mr. Matt, so they're gonna get you a settlement conference, so that way that should give you time to start collecting all your documentation, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Matt. You stay healthy and safe.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
too.
you.
All right, have a good week.
Missy,
All right.
Missy, I promise I won't use that court date anymore. I know it's full.
Mr.
Which one is
Wheatstone,
that? September 6th?
Mr. Wheatstone.
No, ma'am, the 7th of June.
7th? Okay.
Mr. Wheatstone. All
Yes, ma'am.
right, thank you, sir. Get patient. If you finish smoking your cigarette, you, turn the camera
Yes, I
back
did.
on.
I just made sure I put the pack down when I heard you get ready to call my name.
If you could turn your camera on for me.
Oh, let's see. Oh,
There you go. Okay, if you raise your right hand, you swear firm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, this is one of my cases.
Okay,
This is a contempt action. I will ask the agent to give us the numbers.
Yes, the arrears as of January 31st, 2023 is $23,504.77. There is currently no support as this is an arrears only case. We are asking to increase the repay amount to $179. And we are asking for a purge amount of $537 with a due date of August 1st, with a compliance date of August 16th, 2023.
Yes, Your Honor, and there was a settlement appointment scheduled. The NCP did not appear. And in addition to the amount she just so stated by the agent, we're also asking for court costs, $214, and service costs of $45.
all right. Mr. Wheatstone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead. That's what they say your arrears are. That you owed while the child was up,
The 23,504,
77.
ma'am.
Yes, sir.
And 77 cents.
Yes, ma'am. 23,504.77.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Does that sound about right?
Well, to be honest with you, ma'am, I wouldn't know because I've been in and out of, out of prison and jail. So I mean, if that, I trust y'all word.
Well, no, don't do that. So what dates were you incarcerated when the settlement conference was, or did you just not show
Well,
up?
I got to pay, my mail goes to my aunt's house. And when I went and got it, I seen this court date and I've been trying to download this Zoom thing all morning. That's why I was late getting in today. So I basically don't know too much about this case. I know when it took place, when it happened, I was like 18, 17, 18, somewhere back in there. I don't know.
So
But
What date?
Mr. Weatherstone, were you incarcerated on February the 7th of
February 7th.
this year?
No, ma'am. No,
Okay.
ma'am.
That was the date of the settlement.
Okay, like I said, I wouldn't know because my mail goes to my aunt house. She's a older woman. I had to go by there and get my stuff. So
Mr.
yeah.
Whetstone.
Yes,
what-
ma'am.
When, do you know dates that you have been incarcerated?
That I haven't been.
That you have?
I could get them. I can probably go on the GDC thing and write them down for you.
Bless your heart.
Mr. Weatherstone, can you tell us the last time you were incarcerated?
I got out January 22nd of 2020.
Okay. Your Honor, on this case, I think Mr. Weatherstone would be best served if he was assessed for the PAC program. Mr. Weatherstone, did you hear me talk about the PAC program earlier?
Yes, I did, and I was going to ask you about that.
Okay, so
Because
it
me
would help
myself,
you.
I have a bad record, and I have trouble getting a job. Actually, I actually had a job not too long ago working with premium retail, but because of my record, they called me one day. We was out in the field working, and they had to let me go because of my record.
Okay, so one of the things that the PAC program does is help protect from that. So they work with companies that are bonded by the state so that even though you have a record, depending on what it is, and you discuss that with Ms. Jordan, not here on camera,
Okay.
They would be able to assist. And if they can't, then there may be another name, Judge Manning, that if the PAC program doesn't work, that he may be able to able to apply to, that Judge Manning may be able to recommend. But I would like you to talk with Ms. Jordan first. Your Honor,
Yes.
I'd like to continue this one to 8/16 so that he can be assessed for the PAC program.
And Ms. Clark Davis, I think consideration of the time he was in, will that change the time he was incarcerated?
We can't consider that because the legislature won't let us. Don't even get me started on that one. They don't give credit for the time that he was incarcerated. However, in terms of the arrears that are accrued on that, our hands are just completely tied. It's one of the things that the state is in negotiations with the feds, because they want us to start doing that. But
And did they take away my discretion?
yes, your discretion is you cannot cancel out. Otherwise, I would do my favorite phrase. I
Right.
can't do it, but the court can.
Yeah.
But in that case, we can't.
Mr. Whetstone, what we're talking about is once upon a time, which needs to come back again, I think, if someone was incarcerated that had to pay child support, obviously you can't.
Yes.
I could forgive that time, but they're not letting us do it right now, which
Okay, I understand.
I'd be glad to do. But I do have a name, Ms. Gilmore. Ms. Gilmore, can you send him a chat so it'll pop up on his phone and he can get that information?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you send it to my email because this thing here, that's why I was late getting in. I didn't know how to work this Zoom thing.
Okay. Mr. Wheatstone, can you give me your email address? Well, you're going to say it out loud. And this
Yes, this be my first and last name at yahoo.com.
Okay.
is combined?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So Mr. Wheatstone, since this is broadcast over YouTube, some eligible ladies may be emailing you.
YouTube?
You never know. Yeah.
No, I ain't got time for them.
Okay. Saying, since it's on YouTube and some people saw this, they may have written in your email. So if they email you and said they saw you on YouTube.
Tell them my girlfriend is sitting back here waiting on me to get out of court, so she's not going for it.
So we'll go ahead and make that this girlfriend see. There you go. So ladies, if you're going to interview, if you're going to email Mr. Whetstone, you're going to make future Ms. Whetstone grumpy. So don't do that and get him in trouble. There you go.
Say this on YouTube?
It is, yes, sir. You're famous.
You serious?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Right. Mr. Wheatstone, you should expect an email from one of our agents this week it's going to have an order. Can you see I'm going to give you Miss Jordan. Oh, that's what's going to happen. Miss Jordan, can you email him directly? Thank you so much. So Miss Jordan is going to email you directly with her contact information, and you are going to go ahead and make sure you're in contact with her and doing what she needs you to do.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
are going to do an order it's going to be an order of contempt with the purge in the amount of $537. However, that purge is going to be what the legal term is stayed or stopped pending your assessment in PAC. As long as you're participating in the PAC program, then we won't ask the court to issue an arrest order.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I've been hearing it, but I don't know what it is or what it means. What's purge?
Purge is the money that the court is saying when you're found in contempt that you did not follow my order. In your case, your order was to pay $537 or however much it was a month towards child support. In order for me not to incarcerate you until you pay that money, you can pay it beforehand. So that's what a purge is. A purge to get you out of jail, just like you heard your thoughts or something. It's to purge you from the contempt.
I just have been hearing y'all say it in other cases, and I didn't know what purge was.
Yep, that's what the purge is. So what the PAC program will do is start you on a habit of paying your child support, because while you're in the program, you do have to pay your child support, and they will make sure that that gets done. And like I said, you'll meet with Judge Brasher. Ms. Jordan's leaving us, but our new PAC coordinator and Attorney Cusick both sit in on that one for my office.
That's PAT?
PAC, Parent Accountability Court.
Okay, PAC. I got you.
And
so please be on the lookout for that email.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If I can clarify something for Mr. Whetstone, is that at this point, you don't have a purge amount because there's no order in place. This is the initial hearing to put that order in place, okay? We're saying that you are behind a certain amount and we're asking the court. So the court is, what we're doing is is continuing the case so that you can do the PAC assessment.
No, I'm not continuing the case. I'm doing an order. We're gonna do an order.
Okay.
So he will have a purge.
Okay.
Mr. Whetstone.
I apologize. I know you changed.
That's okay. It's a little, I've been doing the continuance on the other ones, but I trust that Mr. Whetstone will actually go in and meet with Ms. Jordan.
I'll go there.
And she'll let us know. I know you will.
Mr. Whetstone.
Because I stay right here on Silver Road, right up the street from the place.
Mr. Whetstone, can you do me one favor?
Ma'am?
Can you do me one favor?
Sure.
Okay. So when you appear in front of that Judge Brasher,
yes, ma'am.
You got to tell him that I'm way nicer than him.
Oh.
Tell him you nicer than him?
Tell him that I'm way nicer than he is.
You ain't trying to set me up, is I don't know how
it sounds like a setup to me, but
Mr.
Whetstone, I would take my cues.
He might say you bring me a message like this. I got something for you. I'm sorry, you got to do that one on your own, Judge.
All right. I am way nicer than him. Is that right, Ms. Clark Davis?
Your Honor, I have nothing but good things to say about you. There you go.
Okay.
Mr. Whetstone, you take care of it, and Ms. Jordan will take care of you, okay?
All right, thank y'all.
You stay healthy and safe.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, since this is going to be an order in the court's discretion, we will be asking for court costs and service costs.
Oh, I'm not gonna make him do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay, waive fees, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Whetstone.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you all.
All right, so let's get a couple more here real quick. One for the rest order, so it'll be up there. So
Your Honor, we're gonna go back to we're gonna go to position 39 and 40.
Hey, hold on. So we got 15 first. I got to flip it 15. You said stand by on that one?
Mm-hmm.
So what
15
is-
is me. So, oh, doing 15?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because it said hold for your announcement. Go ahead with 15.
For 15, we're ready.
Okay.
I
Go ahead
think,
with
I
15.
think,
Go ahead.
go
then.
ahead and present,
Nobody's
Angie.
here.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. This is,
You got, so Ms. Walton, you got to turn your head towards, when you turn away from the camera.
oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I apologize. This, Mr. Marcus Hurd. Mr. Hurd was served on August the 17th of 2022, and the case was reset to today's date, 2/15/2023, because Mr. Hurd represented that he did not get the login information. I would ask that this is a contempt case, and I would ask the agent to give us the numbers, please.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. Yes, as of January 31st, 2023, the arrears are $94,843.54. The current payment is $997 with a repay of $25.
Is it arrears
And you're
only?
right.
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
It's arrears only?
No,
Oh, okay.
they have a current payment of $997.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Agent Walton.
Your Honor, the last payment that was made in this case we have is $301.50 back in December of 2021. So we ask for an order in this case, setting a purge date of August 1st, 2023, with a compliance date of 8/16. And we'd ask the court to grant fees, court costs in the amount of $214 and service costs in the amount of $45.
And what's the purge?
I'm sorry, what is the purge amount? Can you give us the purge amount again?
Didn't get it.
You're on mute.
Oh, you're on mute. Yeah, she didn't give a purge amount.
I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna do the calculation. I'm not sure. what
This is for position 15.
Yes,
Yes.
Purge amount is $997.
I thought that was the payment, the monthly payment.
Yeah.
She said
The
monthly.
didn't
purge
do-
would be $2,991.
I apologize. I'm looking at the same thing Angie's looking at.
Let me get it right.
281.
I thought it
That
was
was
on
my
here.
bad. I apologize.
Let me get this right. It's $94,843.54. Out of curiosity. Is that his last payment? Is that the only payment he's ever made?
Wow.
Rose, can you look at the payment history?
Yes, I am right now.
Your Honor, it is $1,000 a month, so that's $1,200 a year. He's behind about 9 years.
I don't know how old the child is.
It's pulling up right now.
So if you know how old the child is, I can, do have a calculator.
Yeah.
I was the Army, not the Air Force, Ms. Clark.
So his last payment was in 12/7/2021. He made a payment in March 14th, 2021, and so on and so forth down to in 2021 was the payments. The last payment was December 7th.
I mean, before that, has he ever made any other payments? Because that's.
What is the
Before-
date the order started?
Yeah.
The order started on, 1 second, his last.
If you just grab the ANI.
The order
Yes,
started on November 1st, 2016.
Thank you.
Welcome.
He hadn't pretty much made any payments.
Mm-mm.
I'll grant that arrest order. All right,
Thank you.
position 18.
Wait,
So there was some you said hold announcement, so I'm just flipping back to my calendar, page 1, page 2,
Right.
page, so I need something on position 18. Whitley
let's
versus-
go back to, Your Honor, if we can go back to position 15, it's a It's a contempt order, not an arrest order.
Okay, contempt, that's fine.
Okay, I just wanted to make
It'll be
sure.
back on the counter for an arrest order soon, I'm sure. All right, position 18,
All right, position 18, Your Honor. This is-
turn your face back towards the camera again.
You got me now?
I do, I just got this fancy microphone, that's the only reason you can
Oh,
hear me.
no, that's fine. That's quite fine. This is a contempt order, Your Honor, against the NCP, Mr. Stephon Kelly. Mr. Kelly was notoriously served and the service was verified. It matches the address on the notice of hearing for court. And I'd ask the agent to give us the numbers, please.
Yes, the arrears as of January 31st, 2023 is $21,973.02. The repay is $127.80. It's in arrears only. And we're asking for a purge of $383 to be due 8/1/2023.
And Your Honor, that we show that the last payment in this case would have been made September 18th of 2013. And we would ask the court to enter an order granting the contempt and awarding court costs in the amount of $214 and service costs in the amount of $45.
All right, Brandon. Now I've got. This one is an arrest order, right? Number 26.
Yes. Your Honor, that is my case as well. This is a compliance case against the NCP, Mr. Wesley Owens. Mr. Wesley Owens entered into a settlement on the case on August 9th of 2022, and he has not paid any amount towards the purge. And I'd ask the agent to give us the numbers, please.
Yes, the arrears balance as of January 31st, 2023 is $52,683.24. The current support amount is $1,500. The repay amount is $300, and the purge will still continue to be the $4,500.
And Your Honor, our arrest review date is August 16th, 2023.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're just updating the arrest order on position 32, Hall versus Robinson. Amended one.
No, Your Honor, on 32, I asked for a continuance to allow him time to pay the purge. The arrest order would stay in place.
Yeah, it's in place, okay. All right, we got Mr. Wimberly, 39 and 40.
Is Mariel on mute?
Yes, Your Honor. On these two, the NCP is the same on the 39 and 40. And we were, because we wanted to amend the contempt on this, the contempt order, to allow him to pay the purge, but this time we would put the PAC language there.
Is that on both positions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And if you would, I can ask the agent to give us the numbers on position 39. This
Okay.
is contempt action.
Okay.
Okay, on position 39, the arrears balance as of January 31st, 2023 is $15,023.19. There is no current support as this is an arrears only. The repay amount is $125. The remaining purge amount is $625.
Okay.
And the last payment, he made a payment on this in October of last year. Your Honor, it was a voluntary payment. And if you could give us the numbers for position 40, please.
Yes.
The review date would be 8/16.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. Yes.
The numbers for position 40, the arrears balance as of January 31st, 2023 is $13,872.10. The current support amount is $254. The repay amount is $51. And the purge amount for the remaining balance would be $1,525 with a review date of August 16th.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Now we got position 42.
Your Honor, we have received the medical documents. However, I still need to, it says that he has an issue, but it doesn't say that he does not have the ability to work.
We need to reset it so you can,
I would like to reset it. And if after talking to the medical people and or his attorney, I will submit a dismissal or we'll go forward at the next hearing. If we could continue this one, because I promised Ms. C, we'll do 9-6 with the hopes that I get it settled before then.
all right. And I think that's it, right?
Yes, Your Honor. We are, just so that the court knows, we are out to the second week in September for the number of cases, if we're going to contain the cases to about 40 per calendar right now.
Okay, I can go ahead and end the stream, right? Because we're finished with any hearings.
Oh, yeah.